Greetings sailors and welcome back to all the Warships, and hopefully me not coughing too much. That does seem to have subsided a bit, so that's good. There was a suggestion on that Genova video that I play something fun, which obviously is clearly a ridiculous notion in this game, but occasionally you can experience fun adjacent feelings, so we'll go for that instead. And I'm actually going to stick at tier 5 just because, well, there are some okay ships at tier 5. Well, discounting the completely brokenly overpowered ones, which is mainly the Fujin Kamikaze and the Giulio Cesare, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the classic Furutaka, which has been in the game since the very start, although not in this configuration. Way back when, in the before times, this thing had, well, it was a different historical configuration. It was single 8-inch gun turrets, which is actually a configuration that at least one of the Furutakas had at some point, and then the Japanese, as they like to do, they refitted their turrets to 3 twins instead. This also has among the best torpedo arcs of all the tech tree Japanese cruisers. Most of them have fairly restricted arcs. And these days, that's not even really a thing for newer ships now that we have that mechanic of, well, not steerable torpedoes exactly, but torpedoes that will pop out at right angles and then adjust to whatever course that you want to go on, which started with the British battle cruisers, and now we have some other cruisers that also have that particular characteristic. This is a co-op battle. Why is this a co-op battle? I don't know. Oh no, it's not a co-op battle. I got confused there. There's a lot of bots. It's not a co-op battle. This isn't even that late. Why are there so many bots? I don't know. I really don't know. For some reason, nobody's playing. It's only like, what, 8 PM? Something like that? It's really not that late. But I guess because it's put us in top tier, which, okay, I'll take it. It just could not find enough. But then why did it put us top tier? Why didn't it put us in like a tier 6 game? Oh, I have no idea. Matchmaking, you're being very silly right now. Anyway, so, okay, this is good matchmaking though. We do have some armor to work with. There is a Giulio Cesare on the enemy team. That's going to be an issue. We do also have tier 4 carrier. Fair few cruisers, but all but one of the enemy cruisers is a bot, so they're not going to be too tricky to deal with. And the one that isn't a bot is a Yahagi. So that's got terrible ballistics. Really quite bad. It's the same on our team. I am the only human cruiser. Okay, anyway, let's give this a go. What is... Okay, that's... Yeah, there's going to be plenty of bot farming. That really confused me seeing that many bots. Oh, Giulio Cesare, yeah, you're a priority target. Now, the range ain't so hot. It's not even quite 14 kilometers, which is... it's not completely terrible for tier 5. Tier 5 is not great for ranges, but there are just a couple that do actually have pretty good ranges, which particularly stand out. The original attempt at recording this was actually playing the Königsberg, which itself, obviously a light cruiser, but itself does have... oh, hello, user. Yeah, okay. It was them that was looking at me. That was painful. That has like a 16.5 kilometer range. So, yeah, that thing is... that's a pretty superb range for this tier. But it's very squishy. I mean, this, obviously I took a broadside there. Temporarily lost track of where the Cesare was, and okay, well, it hurt just about as much as you would... Oh, go away, Hosho. About as much as you would expect. That might actually give me a premature end to this match, just because I lost so much health there. Yeah, I don't know. Right, so that obviously is a bit of an issue. Put our tops out there. I don't know what the bots are doing. Suicidal bot things, I guess. They don't tend to have a great deal of preservation. As far as I know, it's the same AI as you get in co-op, but I might be horribly wrong about that. I don't know. Oh, we're getting absolutely pounded. Oh well. Yeah, that is more than half the team dead, and I don't have the range to hit that Cesare, and I'm spotted. There's not a lot I can do. Let's hope for better matchmaking than the one after this one, because this, frankly, has been a bit ludicrous. Right, there we go. That's what was spotting us. Yeah, we're going to get air spotted in a second. They've got 2 bots left, Minikaze, and the battleships are all very much human players. Yeah, the range is probably the biggest problem here. That and having been unlucky enough to, well, unlucky with the matchmaking generally. I mean, what is this matchmaking? But unlucky enough to come up against Julius Cesare, which is just never going to be much fun. But we do have at least a better angle on them at the moment. I don't think that's going to matter that much, though. Let me try changing to some... there we go, some AP shells for this. Oh, we're not locked onto the Karlsruhe. The Karlsruhe broadside. Yeah, we do. I mean, this is one of the things. Like, I was able to tank some of those shells. This does have good armor for a tier 5 cruiser. This is, in fact, I think by far the best armor to tier 5 cruiser. We get some torps out there, not without really getting hammered. I'm gonna die to something, so yeah. I'm actually wondering if we might stick with the AP for this Cesare. It's actually using the corpse there as protection against torpedoes, which is not a bad idea. We're in that kind of position. Oh, they all completely missed. Okay, well, I'm going to die to a bot. But this team's gotten pretty trounced anyway, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Seriously, what was this matchmaking? This was wacky. Well, there we go. I still managed a reasonable 54k damage. That was not terrible. Unsurprisingly, it was that division at the end, the top of the enemy team. They got so lucky with that matchmaking, although there is a limit to the satisfaction one can have when so many of the team are just bots. Anyway, fingers crossed that we get an actual full human roster this time. So here we go, and it is a tier 6 game, and there are subs, unfortunately, subs and carriers, so things are a bit worse all round. But it's a more interesting map, and there aren't bots just derping into each other. Seriously, that was such weird matchmaking. Anyway, what do I have to be most worried about? Well, sub obviously is going to be annoying. What even is my 5 kilometers? It's not that much. Minikaze, if played well, could obviously be, well, sneaky, but the torpedoes aren't nearly as dangerous as they used to be. Only a couple of cruisers per team. Repulse, Ismail, I think, are they 15-inch? Repulse is 15-inch. Ismail's, I think, or is Ismail 14-inch? I can never remember. I don't play that line very much. New Mech's obviously 14-inch, and then Koenig is like 12-inch guns. So the armor actually might stand up a bit, but we'll see what we come up against. Yeah, obviously, you know, as we saw in that last game, angling does matter. It really does. I took all that damage when I was broadside. Once I was angled, I was actually able to tank some of the Julius Cesare's shots. Well, there's a smoke screen, so we definitely have something down there, which is not too surprising. Let's try a speculative torp launch. one area where the is it Agano? Yeah, the Agano, and of course there's the Yahagi as well, which is the same class that actually preceded it into game as a premium. But they have 12-kilometer torpedoes. They are really quite usable. I think they're actually sneakier ships as well, which makes sense. They're supposed to be light cruisers. But yeah, 10 kilometers is still pretty good. It just means you can't quite stealth torpedo as you can with the Agano. But Agano and Yahagi do have those fairly terrible ballistics. I really don't want to kind of press into this, but well... Okay, we have the Koenig and the Ismail coming over here. Given that this is a standard game, trying to push down there on my own, probably a bad move. There's no cap to fight over, there's not really any preponderance of allies that look like they might try and push. Also, there's a Farragut. What were you doing, Farragut? That was just a death rush. What was that? I don't know. That's not how you play a Farragut. Oh god, who is it that... is it Pricey I'm thinking of? Somebody. It's either the Farragut or the Nicholas that they're a big fan of, and yeah, they would not approve of playing it like that. It's a ship that does have a lot of potential if you know what you're doing with it. Not my favourite kind of destroyer, especially as it's still at the tier where you cannot stealth torpedo, but it does have a very powerful broadside of torps. Right, okay, there is a destroyer there of some kind. T-22 is also going there. I don't know if that's a great idea. I don't know if I would do that. Okay, Minikaze. Which... if I'm subtracting that right, are they... Oh, well, I've got AP loaded from last time. Are they... Did they not have concealment, or did they just get too close? I can't do the maths in my head. They maybe don't have concealment if they're spotted at that range. Also, yeah, the T-22 has a bunch of battleships going up its butt and is about to die. So that was not a good plan! Our destroyers are not making good plans on this flank. Or at least we're going to take out this Minikaze. Yeah, this is all looking very dicey. I think we might want to back off a bit here. Can we get the... Oh, Omaha, don't do it. You should... Oh. Yeah, there we go. That was the right one. You should probably try and... You're not going to last. Not in an Omaha. Omaha's a squishy one. Right. At least the Repulse temporarily has the... their attention elsewhere. I wonder if the Omaha's torps actually might... Yeah, okay. So, you know, Omaha, again... Punchy broadside of torpedoes, but good lord, trying to do that is such a risky proposition. That is just kind of sheer luck that they were able to live long enough to put those torpedoes out. Yeah. That is purely in the hands of RNG at that point, whether you're going to live or not. So, I don't know, maybe they considered that trade worth it. It, I guess, possibly was, but... it's not something I would do. Okay, there's the Ismail. Which we don't want to get too close to, because of course it being... Wait, you're firing HE. Well, never mind. There's accuracy advantages I was going to say, but... Yeah. That is... Okay. Right, I don't even know. That one's going to be annoying in terms of... should we maybe switch to AP? Yeah, that one's going to be annoying in terms of trying to set fire, because it doesn't have any bloody superstructure. Let's try the AP. We'll see if my torpedoes, my fish catch anything. I could just kind of sit behind the island and hope that the new mechs keep spotting them, but I don't know if that doesn't seem like a very safe proposition long term. I might just have to skirt around detectability. Wait for him to fire and then use his reload to get unspotted before he can fire back. Right, is that Koenig fire coming in? Can't tell. Sometimes it pays to not do damage, but it does also simultaneously suck if you have the opportunity to do damage and then aren't able to. Right, what was it, a 10.7 or something like that? Yeah, 10.7, okay. Just keep that number in mind. Also, yes, there is the Koenig. He was probably going to turn. We'll actually drop... are we, in theory, going to get an intersection there? I'm not sure. Okay, let's just pray that they're distracted enough. Oh, Pensacola. Yeah, we're going to stick with the AP for a broadside, Ismail. Koenig, I should be able to hopefully tank some of their shots. Pensacola, well, if they're firing AP. Firing HE, that might be more of an issue, and that goes for the Koenig as well. Ooh, this New Mexico's getting absolutely beat up on. How is that? Oh, and there's a Jaguar. I don't know. I mean, I guess if the Ismail's bow in, then yeah, the Ismail armor is going to be really tough for those New Mex guns. Right, here's the point where I try and get unspotted because I want to live, and also, okay then, we're doing the merry-go-round. Okay, we're doing the merry-go-round in this particular match, so I might have to just reset and hope that I can stop them capping, because I'm never going to last against 3 enemy battleships. So yeah, I guess we're going to try and cap, and I'm going to try and stop them capping. But yeah, limiting the number of ships that can fire at me is going to be tricky. Right, immediately straighten back up. Yes, hello Pensacola. We're going to try and use this island to stop the Pensacola and the Koenig firing at me. And we're just going to focus the Ismail. We do still have the Ranger alive, so that's great. Koenig's going to pop out to my front, but that's fine, armor-wise. Well, it's a little bit tricky. Keeping the armor where I want it. Oh, why do I have HE? Oh, we actually got a fire. Nice. Okay. That might hurt, that might hurt, that might hurt, that might hurt. There we go, it did. I was right. Nice, okay. We very temporarily have a little window to... Yeah, the Pensacola's just going to try and come up behind me. New Mexico... What's the enemy New Mexico been doing this entire time? Who knows? Actually, let's put the fighter up. We can at least try and get them spotted. Yeah, there you are, Pensacola. Yeah, there's a limited amount I can do to keep them to my front. I'm just kind of relying on the waffishness of low tier guns and the fact that mid tier guns technically, and the fact that I have actually got fairly decent armor when I'm angled like this, but it's not perfect. Anyway, damage-wise, that was actually not too bad. We're gonna cap this one. The Jaguar actually dashed back to try and reset, but we've got too many people capping. Hooray for the merry-go-rounds! Another weird game, but at least it was slightly more normal than the last one. And hey, you know, this ship is actually Like, these are comparable damage numbers to what I was managing in the Genova. But this is just such a more fun ship to play. Oh, there we go. That Omaha actually topped the team, even though they died relatively fast. Yeah, you can actually... Yeesh. You can actually survive a bit. Your guns feel relatively impactful. You've got good torpedoes. Overall, it's a pretty decent ship. And this isn't even an amazing captain. You know, it was, what, 21-point captain versus the 11-point captain. If this was also a 21-point captain, it would feel even more effective overall. So yes, you can have fun at Tier 5 in a cruiser, just not in the Genova. But this one has stood the test of time pretty well, I feel. And it is certainly one of the more fun and effective Tier 5 cruisers. And it's been kept around in my port for a very good reason. Anyway, this has been quite short actually, but that's been 2 games, and I'm going to wrap things up a bit because, yeah, I've had one coughing fit in an interval that I've been able to edit out, or will be able to edit out already, so I don't want to push my luck too far. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you can do all these things down underneath it, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.